Hi, and welcome to In Touch with Partners for Quality. I'm your host, Shelley Duffy. We all know the challenges experienced during 2020 and early 2021. Our world and our lifestyles were changed drastically. Today, we're talking about a member of the Partners for Quality family of nonprofit agencies that was impacted by the coronavirus pandemic, adapted in a unique way, and is now resuming the activities for which it is so well known. We have profiled exceptional adventures on our program before, and during the next 30 minutes, we'll talk about how this unique organization is packing its suitcase and getting ready for new adventures. I'm joined now by Sarah Blonsky, Executive Director of Exceptional Adventures, and Alyssa Marzullo, Travel Coordinator. And I want to welcome you both back to the show today. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. I bet you feel so good to be getting back to normal, right?
Absolutely. Truly blessed.
I know. Oh my goodness. Well, why don't we start out by giving our viewers just a quick update about what it is you do and what you're all about in case they don't remember.
Sure. Exceptional Adventures, we're a nonprofit organization that provides monthly dances, bingos, and travel opportunities for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities, 16 years and older.
Now, tell us a little bit more about the organization itself. And again, just a quick reminder, the age range and that type of thing, just so people are aware of what it is exactly you do.
Sure. So when we provide travel opportunities for individuals with intellectual disabilities, we're providing them trips from all over the world countries. We've been everywhere from Ohio, Amish country, to Mexico, Hawaii, Jamaica. These trips range from 1 days to 8 days. We have train trips, just really about anywhere you would want to go, we will take you there.
Okay.
Most of the participants are usually the age of 18 and older, but we do have some younger individuals that are 16.
All right, well, sign me up. And I'm going to need to volunteer because I do remember from our last show just how wonderful and what a great job you all do. Because I know that, and we'll get into it a little bit more later, but just the coordination that I'm guessing that goes into all of the planning and everything that goes with this, it just takes such a skill. So now, obviously, you, just like so many other groups, organizations, businesses, were impacted by the pandemic, but you somehow were able to get creative and get through. Tell us a little bit about the creative ways that you made things happen.
Well, as you know, the travel and hospitality industry was decimated. So being that we couldn't get on a bus, plane, or train, or a boat, we had to come up with some unique ways to get everybody busy. So one of the first things we did was we realized that everybody with the stay-at-home order couldn't get out and about, and a lot of our individuals couldn't do Teams or Zoom. We decided to start a program called the Stir Crazy Fun Challenges. Alyssa, do you want to maybe fill in, Shelley?
Sure, I would love to fill it in. So we created the Stir Crazy Fun Challenges. It was I guess, a collection of different types of activities that went out daily through email. They were also posted on our Facebook as well. A collection of activities that were themed to each day. We did themes like, a lot of them were based off of like the national holidays, like National Donut Day, National like Iced Tea Day, things like that. So we themed them off of that, and they consisted of anywhere from 4 to 5 activities. They were coloring pages, they were word searches, they were recipes, games that you could play with items that you had within your house, things that they didn't have to go out and purchase items and things like that, so they could adhere to the stay-at-home order. It was all stuff that they had at home. They could print it out, they could do it, and it kept them busy, it kept them entertained. Honestly, it kept us entertained as well. It was really, really fun creating all of those. It was a lot of creative freedom, which was really cool. We got a lot of great feedback from it. People really, really enjoyed them. So we actually started we turned it into a competition, essentially. Each activity had a point value system associated with it. We kept track of it. You sent us a picture of the craft you did, your recipe that you completed. We added up your scores. And at the end of every month, we did prizes sent out. And the prizes were gift certificates to your local pizza place so you could get a pizza delivered, have a pizza party. Gift certificates to your local ice cream place so you could have an ice cream party. We sent out a couple Exceptional Adventures t-shirts, candy bags, and all of that stuff went through the mail. So again, we were able to continue social distancing and everything was delivered right to your door. And it got pretty intense. We had some pretty good challenges, a lot of winners, but yeah, it really kept them entertained, gave a lot of people a lot of things to do, and it was pretty fun to do.
Anytime there's a competition, right? I mean, there's always something, that's such an incentive. And when there are prizes to be won, I mean, come on. I love it. I love the creativity. What about your parking lot activities? What were those all about?
Once we got the stay-at-home order was lifted slightly, we did put in some Zoom events. And then we went above that with Zoom. Is we started having people come to our parking lot where we were able to register you in your vehicle and then give you a designated spot in the parking lot with tables and chairs and shade. And we had so many different type of events, and we still do. We had Zumba. We called it parking lot space Zumba. So you stayed in your parking space and you did Zumba. We had tie-dye activities. We had a 1960s night where we had a person come sing, do guitar, 60 songs. We just did a little bit of everything, just like our normal events, but we just did it in a parking lot and had everybody, if not 6 feet, maybe 12 feet apart. Nobody touched anything. Everything was cooked and put into a container and delivered to their table. We did 2 time slots. So the people that came in the morning, after they left, everything was disinfected and wiped down for the afternoon groups. So we really found a way to get everybody together in a sense, but still socially distanced.
And were you able to communicate with everyone during, especially during the tougher times of the pandemic, and keep everybody abreast of what was going on, give them updates, that type of thing?
Yes, we were able to do that a few different ways. One, we did that through our Facebook page, which we kept everybody posted on what was going on, even put up our pictures when we were vaccinated. Another way is we actually called mostly all the individuals that traveled with us. And, if they weren't emailing us, we were emailing them, just doing friendly calls every Thursdays and Fridays, just asking people if they needed something. And then, in fact, we did get a lot of people asked us for to go shopping for them and things like that. But, it was nice to hear someone on the other end of that phone.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, you had mentioned, mentioned vaccinations. Obviously, we're getting closer and closer to normal life as we knew it before the pandemic. But, I'm sure there are still some precautions and some things that you're going to have to do going forward. Tell us a little bit about those and what you do plan for the future of back to normal.
Absolutely. So right now, our policy is that all of our staff and employees must be vaccinated to attend any type of in-person event. So that is, if we're traveling by plane, if they're coming to a parking lot event, they must be vaccinated, both the participant and the volunteer and staff. Also, we are still wearing masks, even though some of those have been uplifted, but we are still protecting ourselves by wearing a mask and having our participants wear a mask or a face shield. Currently, when we fly in September, as long as the regulations are still the same, we will fly with our mask on.
Okay, so going forward, you're still going to be cautious, but again, it's just so nice that you're even talking about flying in September, isn't it?
Right.
It's so really exciting.
Even with the CDC guidelines, kind of getting us a little more relaxed, we still here at Exceptional Ventures are focused on the priority and safety first. So you will still see us disinfecting all the tables and the bingo materials and all of that before each and every event takes place.
Well, it's funny you say that because even where I work, I mean, that's what we were doing. We were making sure everything was clean also. And personally, I think we should be doing that all the time anyway. You know, I mean, because there's still going to be flu season and all that kind of stuff. So I'm all for it, and I'm going to continue doing it no matter what. Sarah, Exceptional Adventures, obviously, while you may have not been able to do everything that you'd wanted to do, how you wanted to do it, you supported all of the other agencies. So tell us how you do that and how your experience helped with all of that.
So during the pandemic, Exceptional Adventures, we were able to put our resources together and help our parent company and sister companies with multiple different things. One of the largest things we did is we booked hotel rooms for our staff members that may have been exposed to COVID, making sure they didn't bring that back to their families. Some of the individuals or staff that did end up getting COVID, we were able to put them up in hotel rooms so they could quarantine without giving their family or their roommates being exposed to COVID. So we did that daily. Also, one of the services we offered was we provided holiday meals to over 93 of our group homes. And that was to help alleviate some of the stress off of the staff, being that some of the staff members, were getting sick. We had a high number of people calling off due to obviously being sick. So we wanted to make sure that the individuals that were supported received a good meal, and we wanted to also relieve stress off the staff by cooking. So we had meals that were catered that all you needed to do was put it in the oven for a half an hour, and you had ham and turkey dinners and apple pies for the holidays.
It's amazing how everybody learned to pull together to help. I mean, it really did. Everybody, I mean, not just as a community, but as, a country. I mean, everybody just learned to help one another. And I think that's just such a wonderful thing. And it's so good to hear that you were able to help in other ways until things, like I said, as we start to get back to normal. And speaking of which, I know your guests are so excited to travel again. And when we come back from the break, we're going to talk about what's on the horizon. And we're also going to talk with one of your travelers. Can't wait to hear about the adventures. We're going to be back in just a couple of minutes. You're watching In Touch with Partners for Quality. Welcome back to In Touch with Partners for Quality. I'm Shelley Duffy. Today we're visiting with our friends from Exceptional Adventures, which provides unique social and travel opportunities for persons with disabilities. We talked about getting through the past year's challenges, and now we're looking ahead. And we're joined right now by Scott. He's an Exceptional Adventures guest who has been traveling with the agency for more than 20 years. Hi, Scott. Welcome to the program.
Hi, thank you.
It is so exciting to be able to talk to you because I hear that you kind of like to travel a little bit. Is that true?
Yes, I do. I think I'll probably be on the Exceptional Adventures for 25 years.
What do you love about traveling with Exceptional Adventures?
I love to travel with them because they have great staffing and the best coordinators and the volunteers too.
So what are some of your favorite trips? I'm sure there are so many, but especially if you've been traveling that long.
I could name one. I could name one of them. My best one is in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Really? Why that one?
Because my mom was the volunteer on that trip, and that's the best one ever I took with my mom.
Well, that must have been some pretty special time to spend with your mom, right?
Oh yeah.
Now, we're going to talk about some of the upcoming trips. Where are you looking forward to going next, Scott?
This time I am going to Miami, Florida with them. That's in September. And that's my part of my
And ladies,
vacation.
where are some of the other trips that you're going to be taking? Obviously, Miami, which sounds like a wonderful trip, but where are some of the other ones that are planned?
Let's see. Last time we went to California and to West Virginia.
We went to Hollywood, California.
Oh yeah, Hollywood too.
And we've been to Cozumel together when we were on a cruise. Yep.
Yeah.
So a lot of good excitement and a lot of wonderful places. And again, I bet everybody is so excited to get back to traveling. Now, Scott, what else do you like doing with Exceptional Adventures besides traveling?
Okay. I like the personal Zoom. We did one day we did the cooking class with them.
Scott's he really enjoys our virtual events.
I was going to say.
And he's someone that always we can count on to participate, especially if we need someone to do some dancing.
Wait, you're a dancer,
Scott?
Scott?
Excellent dancer.
Do you like to dance, Scott?
I should do.
What's your favorite kind of?
Anytime we're on a trip, whether it be a cruise or he just gets out there and dances. And sometimes we even have people that aren't in our group that beg to dance with Scott.
You like to cut a rug.
Be a professional dancer.
Well, see, that there's a future for you, Scott. I mean, who knows where that could take you, right?
And I like to sing too.
Oh, you like to sing? Wow.
And I know I like to be on American Idol or American Got Talent.
You've got to think about that. If you're a good singer, I mean, come on. You could be the next American Idol. And then we'll say we knew you when. How about that?
Okay.
Now, Scott, the ladies tell me that you called the office during the pandemic throughout that time. Why did you do that? What did you do whenever you called?
When I call them, to make sure everyone's safe, to wear the masks, and I love them so much because I know I miss them a lot. Every time I call them to find out what's going on with them, how it's work, and
The biggest question you always said was, when are we going to travel again, right?
I'm sure that's what everybody wanted to know. What a sweet thing to do, Scott, to check in on everyone. That's amazing. That was so sweet of you to do.
because my mom raised me up just like my brother. My mom raised me up very well mannered, polite, and I am so thoughtful for my nieces and my nephews.
Oh my goodness, my heart. You are just so wonderful. It's such a pleasure to be able to talk to you. Now, Alyssa, not only is Scott a guest, but he also helps out on trips. Is that correct?
Yes, that's 100% true. Scott is definitely someone who, like he said, he called to check up on us when he didn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
And I can honestly I can honestly say that those phone calls were the highlight of my days. You know, I was in the office by myself. I was at home sometimes by myself, and Scott would call, and those phone calls just made me so happy. But on the trips, yeah, Scott is always the first person to come up to you, one, to offer help. Any way he can help, he will offer help. But he also just comes up to you and is like, hey, how's your day going? Are you good today? Like, do you need anything? Do you want me to get you like a coffee or like anything like that? He wants what's best for us and always makes sure that we're okay, because he knows how much work goes into the trips and things like that. And he takes the time out of his trip to come and talk to us and be like, are you good? You need anything? And he's always helpful. At summer camp 2019, I believe, he took a couple minutes out of his day to come over and help us pack up some stuff. It was the end of camp. We were all tired. He saw it. He came up to us. He started helping us pack some boxes, taping things up. And that's one of the reasons why we love Scott so much. He's just not only his girl to have on the trips, he's so helpful, and he's always ready to help. And we're very, very, very appreciative for you, Scott.
Thanks.
Hey, Scott, I hear you like to make friends, too. Is that true?
I sure do.
Now, how do you make friends so easily? Let me guess. It's your amazing personality, right? You're very shy otherwise.
You even have to ask him.
Yeah. I mean, what's not to love about you, Scott? I mean, come on.
I know.
I know, right?
Yeah, I work at the Giant Eagle in Squirrel Hill.
Oh, okay.
And I made a couple of employee friends.
And I think too, Scott, when you're on trips and we have an individual that might have traveled for the first time, you were always so helpful. You take them under your wing and you let them know if they're missing their family at home. You always smile, and we appreciate that. So many people will say that they had such a great trip, and we sometimes owe that to Scott when he's on the trips. We know that anybody's traveled for the first time, if they're in Scott's group, they're going to have a blast.
Ladies, what are some other great things about traveling with Scott? Do you have any specific memories or a specific trip with him?
I have lots of memories. I'll see maybe if Scott remembers this memory. So a long time ago, when we're still young, right, Scott, you and I?
Yeah.
When we were younger, we went to Hollywood, California, and the hotel we stayed in, did not have some of the food that for dietary restriction that myself and Scott needed. So we were able to go over to
Oh,
Burger King.
okay.
You remember that, Scott?
Oh, yeah.
And so we would get up before everybody in the group and we would go have our sneak breakfast, just you and me and our coffee. And we kind of I went over everything I was going to do that day. And I really remember that. It was really a good time.
Aw. What about
Yeah.
you, Alyssa?
I think my favorite memory with Scott, I haven't been traveling with him as much as Sarah has, but the one that I remember the most is we do a trip to the IX Indoor Amusement Park. It's in Ohio. It's a huge amusement park, and it's in this big conference center. And they have rides and all kinds of stuff like that. And it was my first time going, and Scott was in my group with me. And I just remember we turned this corner and there was a petting zoo. And I know Scott loves animals. I love animals. And they had all these baby cows. And Scott and I think we spent maybe like half hour just hanging out, feeding the cows. And it's just something that I remember. And it's a good memory to have.
What else are you looking forward to as we finally return to normal, slowly but surely, but we're getting there? What other activities, what other things are you looking forward to?
Well, we're really looking forward to being able to travel again, obviously, but we have a summer camp coming up in August, and we're really looking forward to that. We really didn't realize how much we missed camp until last year. Camp's a lot of work physically, and it really goes into planning a lot of details, making sure everybody's going to have fun, first of all, but being safe as well. So we're really looking forward to camp. In September, we'll be traveling to Miami, and we're really looking forward to that. We're going to be going to a gator park, alligator park.
No thanks.
Feed
No
some
thanks.
gators.
Good here. Good here. Stay back here in Pittsburgh where there are no gators. We're good.
We're also going to a monkey sanctuary while we're there. And then we'll be doing Vegas in November and Jamaica in January.
Oh my gosh, that's
So
wonderful.
we started to plan big, and now I think we're just going to start plugging in some of our little bus trips that we normally take. I guess overall, what we're really looking forward to is just getting back to hugging everybody, seeing everybody, and just being together again, truly together again.
100%.
Yeah, Alyssa, what about you? I mean, anything else or just...
To be completely honest with you, I have to agree with Sarah. Getting back to traveling, yeah, but just seeing the individuals again, I can honestly say for me personally, it was really hard to be away from them. You know, it was nice. Scott called. It was nice to talk to him. I talked to other individuals that called in the office. But at the end of the day, you know, before the pandemic happened, like Exceptional Adventures, you know, we were traveling almost every weekend, and I was on most of those trips, and I would see individuals pretty much every weekend, and it went from seeing them like that to nothing. And it was really, really difficult. So for me, it really is truly just to get back to see the individuals. I can honestly say I miss them so much.
Well, that human interaction, I mean, it's what everybody missed. And, you know, there's no replacing that. I mean, all the Zoom calls in the world, all the FaceTimes, I mean, all of that, it's no comparison for human interaction. And I think that everybody is just so glad that this is going to happen. Everybody, we're getting there. We're getting there. So tell us how people can find out more information about Exceptional Adventures.
Sure, you can visit our website at exceptionaladventures.com. You can call our office at 412-446-0713. You can also get on the Exceptional Adventures Facebook page at facebook.com/acceptadventures. We are always open to having new participants travel or attend events with us, as well as we're always looking for volunteers. And we train all of our volunteers. All we ask the only really requirement we have is to be caring and compassionate. Everything else we can teach to you.
All right. Hey, Scott, what would you like to say? One real quick thought. What are you excited about? What else would you like to say?
Let's see. My thought is, I'd like to give back to these,
Well, we are so excited that you were able to join us today and talk all about traveling and some of your favorite things. And everyone is excited to be able to get back to that normal. So thank you all. I just appreciate all of you being here. Our time is about up for today. A big thank you to Sarah Blonsky, Alyssa Marzola, and Scott for joining me. And if you'd like to learn more about Partners for Quality and its family of agencies, visit pfq.org and look for Partners for Quality on Facebook as well. I'm Shelley Duffy. Thanks so much for joining us.